Verified instances of organized stalking. These testimonials have been edited for the purpose of grammatical correctness only. Date of this interview, August 6, 2019. What is your name? My name is Jorge V. At the time of this interview, I resided in the city of Palm Springs, California. Jorge, have you experienced coordinated gang stalking? Yes. As a result of this experience, I have endured intimidation, assaults, setups, and gaslighting. I was followed 24/7 and I was constantly told that I was a criminal, which is not now and never was true. I had threats made against my family and break-ins in my house until I was left destitute and homeless. On January 12, 2018, I was set up to unknowingly commit a crime and was arrested. I was told by a former neighbor and a false friend that the only way for me to report the crime was to go outside the state. They let me use a car and I drove to Arizona. I waited for the sheriff to arrive and told him what was happening, but he ignored my complaint and arrested me instead because the car I drove, they said, was reported stolen. The sheriff told me that I was not Jorge V, and on his report, he falsely added that I was arrested before on marijuana charges, which is also not true. I have his report. I enforced my Miranda rights, but the organized stalking and harassment continued at La Paz Adult Detention Facility in Parker, Arizona. When I refused to sign any documents, they dragged me to a room while I was handcuffed, stripped me completely naked, threw me on the floor, and assaulted me. I sustained bodily injuries and was placed in solitary confinement for 3 days. They refused me medical attention and I almost lost my leg. This was a clear and unprovoked case of abuse, as well as being denied due process under the color of law with malicious prosecution. As unrefutable support of my innocence, the case was dismissed on May 9, 2019. Upon my release on May 29, 2018, one of the guards at the La Paz Adult Detention Facility threatened me that if I did not sign the papers, which I refused to sign at the beginning, he would not release me. They also conducted a search of myself and my personal belongings without my consent or knowledge and seized some of my property, including evidence to prove my case in court. My public defender and the assistant district attorney prosecutor tried to declare me mentally incompetent to stand trial 3 times, Rule 11. And each time the results were that I'm sufficiently competent to stand trial. I complained to the state bar and they were disciplined. Jorge, have you reported coordinated stalking to law enforcement? Yes. Every time I wanted to report to Palm Springs Police Department, they would say the detective was busy and another officer would just ignore me. I contacted in person the assistant district attorney and she ignored me as well. When I was released from custody, I filed a complaint with government agencies, and on September 2018 I was contacted by FBI Special Agent Michael Morgan from the Palm Springs office, and they then opened an investigation. When I tried to contact Agent Morgan about my case, I was told that my case was transferred to the Phoenix office. I was not given a case number at that time. As of the date of this interview, the status of my case is unknown. Fortunately, the coordinated stalking has stopped since I spoke to the FBI. Jorge, have you been misdiagnosed by mental health professionals? No, never. Jorge, what have been the resulting effects on your life? They have destroyed my life and the life of my daughters for no reason, as I'm an upstanding and law-abiding citizen. As a result of this, I have been homeless for 4 years now and I can't get a job. I now realize that the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and the laws of this land are not for everyone, as there has been no justice in my case. I have been traumatized, physically and mentally abused, as well as frustrated and angry with the government because there is so much information about organized gang stalking, but there is no help for those who are tortured by it.